Shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone, the men that taught me this truth, that rule well and teach well. And also shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren that are laboring in this work as well. So this lesson that I'm going to be getting into today is going to be about this path, the path of the men of the Lord. Because this path is a journey, and this journey, it's not an easy crossroad, so to speak. It's not an easy path to go through. And Second Ezra chapter 7 tells you about how that path on the one side was water and the other side was fire, man. Which water and fire are cleansing agencies. So this path is full of ups and downs, bumps and bruises. But those bumps and bruises are actually things that are there to purify you, to perfect you. You see? So let me get this in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 18. It says, "But the path of the just is as the shining light," and that's the path. That's the same road, in the book of Second Ezra, the 7th chapter. That's that path. It says, "But the path of the just is that's the shining light, that shineth more and more onto the perfect day." So as you are on this path, embarking on this path, the further forward you move, the more perfected you become. The more perfected you become, because the Lord also spoke about how that he basically symbolically called the elect, or the men that are doing his work. He referred to them as gold, gold and silver. Which gold and silver, those are metals that have to be put in fire for them to be purified. They have to be put in fire and melted, for you to make these different things out of them, man. And that's the men of the Lord. They're being purified in that fire. They're being made perfect. The more and more, the more and further they go on this path, man. And one thing to know too is that we're not perfect. You see, we're not perfect, meaning we're striving for perfection, and that's how the Lord set it up. He set it up. He set it up in a way where we were already broken. We were already broken, but he set it up so that we could acknowledge that we are broken. And then we can also, knowing that we're broken, we want to be fixed. We want to be fixed. We want to become perfect. That's how the Lord set it up. He wanted us to want to be perfect. Scriptures also speak about a just man falleth 7 times, but he riseth up again, man. So it's set up for you to not be perfect, but to desire perfection. So let me get this in the book of Isaiah, chapter 48 and verse 10. It says, "Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." You see, so these different afflictions that the men of Yahweh Shemashai go through, those are things to make them perfect, to purify them. You see, because when you only know something is something needs to be fixed when it's broken. Okay, so just a real quick clarification, on that lesson I just did. I was speaking about perfection as far as the flesh is concerned. We're not perfect as far as being in these bodies. That's what I was referring to. You see, because the Lord's ways are not as our ways. You see, because the Lord views things differently than we do. For example, we could be in an imperfect body, but the Lord can see us perfect from a different standpoint. For example, King David, man. King David, he sinned. You see, he went off. You see, as far as the flesh, but the Lord said that King David was a man after his heart. In other words, King David was perfect towards Yahweh Shemashai. You know, his heart was perfect. You see, even in the book of Revelation, how I believe it's the 14th chapter, you know, how it speaks about there was found no guile, you know, in the 144,000. You see, and no guile is meaning no, without any blemish, meaning perfection, you know. So by you teaching the right thing and not having deceit in your mouth, that's actually a form of perfection. You see, so you could still go off, you know, but if you don't have any guile, you're still considered perfect. You see, so there's levels to perfection, and the Lord views, you know, the Lord understands, man, because his ways are not as our ways, you know, because being perfect is viewed differently through men's lenses, man, you know. You see, but the Lord pondereth the heart. So just to clarify that, you know, I meant perfection as far as the flesh, you know, as far as sinning, as far as transgressing the laws. You know, that's what I meant, that we couldn't be perfect. You know, because scriptures also speak about how that we were subject to sin. You see, so that's what I meant. That's what I was leaning towards as far as us not being perfect and desiring to be perfect. You see, but the Lord views things differently. The Lord's ways are different from our ways, you know, just like the examples I just gave. So, you know, once again, until next time, shalom.